So this is how it works. In this bucket are the questions that you guys have asked us over the course of the last 2 years that we've had the Taco Podcast. And these are all generalized questions that people have asked that can be for either one of us. So reach in, grab one, and read it off, and answer the question. That's how it works. Crystal's going first. Ladies first.
A lot of questions in that bucket. Are you worried about the government tracking?
You have to speak up.
I'm sick. Are you worried about Are you worried about the government tracking you and your family? No. I mean,
really? That's a question? Are you worried about the government tracking you and your family?
Nah.
Wow. I'm more worried about what Google is doing in tracking me.
Remember, everyone, if something is free, you are the product.
Yep. Enjoy yourself, one cat.
This is Ghosty Pie. He's a shit goblin.
That's what they call him. All right. Oh, cat. All right, my question is, would you ever go to a summit like VidCon or Makers Conference or the Streamies? Maybe, but I'd have to answer it that way. I'm not into hip-hop, like hip-hop celebrations itself. I mean, and that's basically what they are. I mean, true, there are ways to network to do something like that, but I don't think I'd ever go to anything like that again in the future. I just don't have the desire to do it. All right, you're up.
Ghosty Pie really wants to be on camera. Aw, he loves you.
Well, no matter if he loves me, he's breaking up our little thing right here.
Pepsi or Coke? Want to know for each of you. Well, I drink Diet Pepsi on the regular because it's literally what I grew up with. My mom drinks it all the time. But if I'm picking a soda, it's Diet Dr. Pepper.
But you never... I buy the groceries and she never asked me to Diet Dr. Pepper.
No, I'm not going to put him out.
For me... For me, I've always been a Coke. I either drink the caffeine-free or the Coke Zero. And I don't drink it very often because I have gout. And, well, soda is not something that I can drink. All right. Just hold that right there in your hand. Don't move. Just pretend that I haven't moved it all. Now I can edit this out. There you go.
You both seem pretty open to life. What's your biggest regret? So, while I do have some, I have the philosophy that if I like who I am as a person now, and I like my life as it is now, then all of the things that I wish I would have done or wish I hadn't have done are part of the process of getting here, so there's really no point in regretting them.
Both seem pretty open to life. What's your biggest regret? Not saving more. I wish I had a larger savings account, that I'd saved more and spent less. I bought a lot of stuff in this world that I really never needed then, and I still don't need now if I have it.
Can't take it with you, baby. Spend it all on Temu. Woo!
What's one thing you would change about each other? Let's see. The lists are plentiful, aren't they?
No, not really.
Yeah. Okay. If I could change one thing about Crystal, what would I change? Her complete hatred for doing any type of housework.
That's fair. I thought he was going to say my addiction to buying cheap stuff off of Temu.
Well, that's close. That's close. But no.
Hello, Ghosty Pie.
You're
Hello.
encouraging the cat to jump up here, and and then it's going to, everything has to be off of here because, well.
He's my special boy.
All right, and you?
What is the one thing that I would change about
Not number one. What's one thing?
What's one thing that I would change about you?
I mean, because everybody knows I'm perfect.
I know, right? How do you
perfect?
How do you perfect perfection?
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be something, some little tiny little morsel.
I think if there was one thing that I could change about you, is I would change how you cope with stress.
Yeah, I don't deal with stress very well at all.
Yeah, and it's hard on you.
And look at me. I'm in an industry that is nothing but stress from morning, noon, and night, 365 days a year.
Hey, don't put my special boy on the floor.
Special boy needs to go take a nap. All right.
Yes, sweetheart.
So was that one yours?
Yeah, that was mine.
So me.
No, wait, that was yours because you went first.
No, you went first.
No, you went first.
Somebody went first. I said ladies go first.
Right. Oh, wait, but no, with that one. Okay, you know what? Whatever. It's mine. Ghosty Pie, you have to wait. What would you say makes you the angriest? I've got so much rage inside.
I don't think they could hear that. I could barely hear it.
I'm sick. Yeah, I've got so much rage. Yeah, just like a ton. Let's see, what's one thing that makes me the angriest? Oh, yes, who's my sweet baby boy? Yes, who's my special guy? You know, like there's globally, are we talking geopolitics? Geopolitics, are we talking? One of the things that makes me angriest on a personal level is when I've failed to do something that I know I can do, and I failed at it because I did some dumb shit. That on a personal level, that makes me so mad. I'm just like, oh my God, why did I do that? No better. Like when I sliced my thumb, you know? I know not to cut towards yourself. It's like the first thing you learn about safety.
Wow. All right.
I hate being dumb.
Next question. Did you date a lot in high school or college? Yes, I did. But for both, the answer is, both for those. All right.
Would you say you got around?
I was a man whore.
All right, let's see. What is one skill your son has that no one else would believe he has? 3D rendering.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I would say computer skills overall.
Yeah.
I mean, his teachers do not believe just how in-depth and inept, not inept, but how in-depth he is at actual computer software, editing, movie makers, and something like that. He runs circles around everything. I've spent the last 4 plus years trying to learn. He's learned in like a week.
I gave up on Blender. It's my program. I downloaded it so that I could use it for avatar rigging. I gave up and moved on to a different program, but Taco uses it.
Yeah, and he's got this green screen that he hauls around the house everywhere, and he'll green screen himself into movies, and he actually will act. He'll put his arm out like he's actually, interacting with the actual person in the movies. But he remembers.
I love it.
Okay, at 7 seconds in, I have to move my arm from here to here, or someplace because the person moves. So it actually looks like they're really in the same movie.
Last
And
week,
he's just a darling. But
last week
6
he
years
took
old
all
doing
these
this.
videos of Will, and then he was sitting on my mom's lap, editing explosions all over the place, blowing him up. And he's like, explosions. And I go, did you blow your dad up? And he just looks at it and he goes, yeah, daddy go boom.
Yeah. Daddy go boom. Sorry, Daddy. All right. So what is your favorite type of TV show, and which one is it? This is for both of us. What is your favorite TV show?
Well, it was your question, so you have
type
to
of
answer
TV
it
show.
first.
Mine's going to be like Forensic Files, or and that type of genre. Not necessarily maybe that First 48, Forensic Files, and it's something in the along those. But I never watched television. So, all right, you're up. Ask the question.
What I like to watch kind of varies depending on the mood I'm in. I love zombie movies. The cheesier, the better. I've got a movie. It's got Robert Englund in it. I adore him. He's just like an amazing person, and also I'm just like a fan of his work.
Krueger, right?
Yeah, Robert Englund is the guy that played Freddy Krueger. But he's in this movie called Zombie Strippers.
That sounds pretty cheesy.
Yeah, the cheese. So good. Like smoked Gouda. It was amazing. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. What is your best friend type of gem? Oh, I like Alexandrite.
What's that?
It's a rare.
I should know this, but what is it?
It's a rare gem that's found primarily in Russia.
Oh, cool. I probably know what it is just by sight.
It's like a purplish blue, but one of the reasons I like it is because it's got multicolored
it's like iridescent.
Almost.
Oh.
If you kind of have to see it to get it, but yeah, I like it.
Flip flops or sneakers? Which do you prefer? Sneakers. I don't like flip flops. I don't like the stupid thing that comes up in between your toes. I do have a pair of sandals, but that I wear in the summertime. But sneakers. I mean, one of the best gifts my wife ever got me was these here. Those are slippers. They're slippers. I've had them for probably 8 years, 5 years. Somewhere. I've had them an awfully long time. But they're the most comfortable thing. And I'll wear these things all year round, doesn't matter what the weather is. They're so comfortable.
I'm pretty proud of myself for those. That was a pretty solid Christmas gift.
So,
wait, was that your Father's Day or was that Christmas?
I don't remember, to tell you the truth. It's been, been a while.
Yeah. Anyways,
So,
pretty proud of myself.
You're up.
What is your biggest regret? Oh, we already did that. As we all age, how safe do you feel with retirement and in your savings? Oh, not at all. I'm going to definitely die in a cardboard box.
She's not, but she should have, like me, it's one of those things where I definitely wish we would have saved a lot more.
We have a house. We'll leave it to the kids. We'll live in the basement.
Yeah.
Thump on the ceiling with a cane. You kids keep it down.
This is a question for both of us. For both of you, have you ever kissed someone of the same sex? Yeah, I kiss my son every day.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd kiss my daughter, but she'd run away. She's like, Daddy, get off me!
Yeah. I made out with a chick or two when I was younger.
Why not? Oh, that was...
why not?
Yeah, that was mine. This one's yours.
Chicks are hot. What did you want to do for a living as a child, teen? Ooh, I wanted to be a microbiologist.
A microbiologist?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It was my special boy.
Have you ever received a gift from a fan of your channel? Both of us.
Well,
Well, I mean, guess yours is your gaming channel thing, right?
Oh yeah,
Have you ever received a gift from somebody?
I have. I've gotten some fan art from people, and one of my regular followers, Not Live Cameron, he's got his own podcast, Smiles and Fries, very adorable. Check it out.
Excuse me.
Not Live Cameron designed my avatar for Minecraft.
That's cool. I have, but each and every one of my channels, I've definitely received gifts, and I've received monetary support from both of them. Those were gifts as well. So yes, the answer to me. All right, that was me. Now it's you. Get down there.
What is more important to you, hot cup of tea or hot cup of coffee? More important? I don't know that I can quantify because they have different roles in my life. Coffee keeps me alive in the morning, and tea sustains my chill through the afternoon. But if I had to pick one over the other, I would pick tea because there's so many different kinds of tea.
What is more important to you, hot cup of tea or a hot cup of coffee? I mean, it doesn't say for us both to answer this, but I'm 100% black coffee. All right. Next question is...
I guess I'm going to eat your ears.
If you're working all the time, which one is more important, family or sleep? Well, family's always going to be first. I don't know what it's like to sleep. So that's the way I'm going to answer that one. I mean, it's true. I mean, even at night, I have a notebook, in our bedroom, and I have it in my little nightstand. So even when I go to sleep at night, I can get out a pen and paper and I write down ideas or things that I need to work on. Because as you're starting to drift off to sleep, there's nothing like having your work still on your mind all the time. I wake up, first thing I do is think about that. And I go to bed, I think about it. All right, what is your question?
He's just such a
I highly doubt they can hear that.
He's
because
just
I can't.
such a sweet boy.
The cat is a sweet boy.
They can hear it. You're deaf.
Well, that's true.
Do you have any hobbies? This is for both of us. My main hobby is gaming, both laptop and tabletop pencil and paper games. But I also do crafting on occasion.
We have an entire room of crafting stuff.
We had an entire room of crafting stuff. It's been slowly taken over by my daughter's electronics graveyard.
Yes,
Not
that's
the
true.
electronics that she's killed, ones that she's parted out and she Frankensteins them back together.
Yeah. Yeah, I do as well. I golf. Golfing is my hobby.
He's
All
not
right.
wrong. Golfing is his hobby. Possibly also his life. Like, the pie chart of Will's life is like family and then like work and then golf. But like golf, if he could hook up, like if he thought he could reliably hook up his camera in his golf cart and work while he was also golfing, y'all would be getting his content from the golf course.
This is very true. All right. What is something you ate as a child that you will never eat as an adult? For both of us. Anything that it has to do with the words spam and casserole. I can't.
It's a good thing.
I like spam by itself sometimes, like maybe once or twice a year, but spam, anything that has the word spam and casserole next to it, nope, won't eat it.
It's a good thing your mom's not here. She would have given you the shittiest look for saying that. Apparently she was under the impression that her spam casserole was fantastic and her kids loved it. And when she discovered how much her children did not like her spam casserole, she wasn't pleased. Not really. When I was little, my mom definitely took into account my tastes. She would always have me try something. I had to try it, like a legit try, not a, And if I didn't like it, she wouldn't make me eat it. I didn't get anything fancy. If she cooked dinner and I didn't like it, I'd get a PBJ. But no. So there's no food trauma growing up, which is weird because I eat like a hyena. I don't know where it came from. Like literally, I circle around my dish and like bite Will's arm if he comes over to steal a fry.
It's true. She's an only child too. She's always like this, protecting her food. I've seen that in people who've been to prison. Have you been to prison? Yeah. Or they lived in households with multiple children where they protect their food as they're eating. I've seen it in the service as well, but I've never. She's an only child.
With my mom, my mom wanted to. My mom grew up with depression parents who came of age during the Depression. So there's food trauma in those communities, and my mom wanted.
I think you caught some of it.
Yeah, well, my mom didn't want to raise me with issues with food. She wanted me to have a healthy relationship with food. So she actively tried to not do those things, but I'm just like.
All right, you're up next.
Age-old question: which one is better, pie or cake? Both answer, please.
Oh, pie or cake? Which one is better?
And honestly, this is one of those things where it depends. Like a really good pound cake with a sweet buttercream frosting, maybe like a rose pound cake with like a simple lemon. Fucking perfection. But a really good pumpkin pie with just the right amount of whipped cream. Oh, man, don't make me choose.
I can. I'm not. First off, I'm not a big fan of any type of dessert. I'm not a big fan of sweets. Anything sugary. So for me, nothing will ever in my mind beat my grandmother, my great grandmother. She used to make a lemon cake that it was like a regular cake, but had layers of this yellow. I don't want to say frosting. It wasn't like a filling either, and so it was kind of like a crumble. So it'd be cake, then this layer, then cake, then this layer, and cake, and then then the actual icing on the outside of the cake. But that just held a special spot in my mind because of the age I was when she used to make these things. My great grandmother was one of these people. If you showed up and you were under 500 pounds and you walked in the door, she would make sure you weighed 500 pounds when you left. There was no going to her house to help do anything without her feeding you.
That's kind of how my family is. We emote through food.
Yeah.
Are you sad? Let me feed you. Oh, are you happy? Let's celebrate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what's up? Oh, you got that big promotion? Awesome. Barbecue to celebrate. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, people would come to their home, like if somebody came to work on the plumbing. You're sitting down and having a meal with us before you leave this house. You're not leaving. Everything was, food was part of it all. All right, so was that one yours? Yeah.
Yes, that one was.
All right.
Sorry, I was busy eating Ghosty Pie's ear.
Okay. Next question is, how happy do you think your son is if he can't speak to you? I don't know if anybody has ever said he can't speak. He just has a very limited ability to speak right now. He's speech delayed. He can definitely express himself and he can speak.
Just because Taco has limited verbal communication doesn't mean that he can't communicate.
Yeah, he communicated, and from early on, we started off with sign language, and the boy is a prolific reader and speller now, way above his grade level and comprehension wise as well, but he just can't verbally tell you when he's happy and sad, but he can definitely speak. All right, you're up.
When was the last time you cried, and why did you? It is not for you to know.
All right. Let's see here. Next question is, what's the fastest you've ever been in a car or vehicle? 200 some miles an hour. It was on a road. It was a closed event. This company that I know some of the people who were involved in the early, I guess you call it the initial public offering of it. They got a chance to go out with a professional driver, and you got to sit in the passenger seat. And they took us out on a closed circuit. So there's no other cars are going to pull out on this road. Everything's closed off. And they eventually set the world speed record for the fastest production car. So 200 some miles an hour. What's the fastest you've ever been in a car or vehicle?
I think 120. I was zipping along to Seattle, and then I realized that I was going way faster than I was supposed to be.
That sounds exactly like her. That's just her on the way to work or to the grocery store to get a gallon of milk. Whenever it says 70 or 65 miles an hour, that's a suggestion. That's what she says. It's a suggested speed.
Remember, punishable by a fine means legal for a price.
True.
When is your birthday? Both of you. You can leave out the year. August 13th.
June 19th. Okay, next question. Are you both open to having on a guest or guest couple on your podcast?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We've had guests before.
Yeah, and well, we would have more in the future if we knew more people around us, who would be interested in doing it.
We're very isolated. We live in a bunker and we don't ever go outside.
This is absolutely true. We haven't seen, and I golf, so I guess I golf on a computer. That was yours? Me.
That was yours.
Yeah, so you're up next.
Don't touch my
I did it. I touched yours.
Oh my God, there's so many of these. I don't like it.
If we have to, we'll make this 2 episodes instead of 1.
If you could travel to one place outside of the U.S., where would you go? New Zealand. Boom, done.
Man, I knew that was the answer.
Take me to the land of the Kiwis.
I'd go to Ireland. She wants to go where everything's going to kill her.
That's Australia.
Yeah, it's another island right next to it. Next question is there a cure for autism? If so, how do we make it happen?
Okay.
Wow.
There's not a cure for autism. Autism is a genetic condition influenced by environmental factors. And we're still not sure what the complex interaction between environment and genetics is that causes autism. Now, this is going to be an answer in 2 parts.
It's not vaccines.
Yeah. This is going to be an answer in 2 parts. Most autistic children don't need a cure. They're fine who they are. Autism is part of a person's, what makes them unique, what makes them special. Yes, autistic children have barriers in the world, but so do deaf children, so do blind children. The world is full of people with disabilities. We just don't think about it because some of them are so common that we've accepted the accommodations that have to happen and don't give it any other thought. Now, autism ideally will one day be just like people with bad vision. However, there are certain people who are autistic for which a lessening of symptoms would definitely be an improvement to their life. And I do feel like leading the charge for autism acceptance, we've left those families who are really struggling hard behind, and we need to do more for them. I don't feel that a search for a cure per se is how to do that, but they do need support.
And likewise, I'd like to add that autism has been around since humans have walked the earth. You know, we just didn't have the tools to properly diagnose people with autism. We threw different names at it over the course of history, but autism has always been here. It's not new. We're not seeing an explosion in autism rates as opposed to what was there before. There was a huge lack of actual diagnosis of autism, and there are a lot of adults out there right now who may be watching this podcast who have autism, and you just never have been diagnosed. You may be on the spectrum somewhere and you wouldn't even know it, because the little things that you think are your quirks in life, or your the things that you struggle at, could very well be actual real symptoms of autism. So now there's no cure. You can't put the piece of DNA back and that's missing out of the chain. You can't go in and well, all we got to do is give them vitamin C and it cures it. Thank you very much, Jenny McCarthy.
I'm going to sneeze.
Stop petting the cat. Now you woke the cat up.
Oh, excuse me.
All right. Next question. Why do you think channels on YouTube are always fighting with each other? Drama sells. Look at what they put on TV. You don't have the Big Brother. You don't have housewives of pick a name of a city or location in the world. You don't have these shows on television because it doesn't sell. Drama sells, and this is why channels fight with each other, or they nitpick on each other, or they put the other one down, because it sells. If it didn't sell, then people would stop doing it. But just by you clicking on it and watching it, you're supporting it with your eyes. All right, you're up.
Have you ever had a crush on someone, and if so, what was like? Yeah, I was 12 once. Y'all were. Well, I don't know if that's...
Have you ever had a crush on someone, and if so, what was it like? 12?
Like, you're 12 years old. You see the cute boy on TV, and you're just like, ah! And then you turn into an idiot.
What was that noise? Sounds like a dolphin. Sounds like Flipper, in the lagoon going backwards. Or was that show before you were born?
I'm not still 12.
Oh. Yeah. All right. And of course, I've had crushes. I don't know what about her. She was 12 and had crushes. I have crushes to this day. Why not? It is. I still have crush. I have a crush on her. All right. Next question. Favorite type of music and artist for both of you? Favorite type of music? I don't have a favorite type of music. I, find equal value in all types of music, everything from classical, to opera, to, punk rock and heavy metal. I find value in everything. And if you saw my actual, music collection, it's the most eclectic stuff that you'd ever even think. Hey, I've got everything. I even have Big Bird, Sesame Street records, because I find the actual value in the art form itself. You?
I'm much the same as well. I don't really have a favorite per se. I listen to everything from fucking Gustav Holst to Oliver Tree.
I don't like Oliver Tree.
I've got Nine Inch Nails has a special place in my heart. And there's the smoke. Hey, buddy. I know that you're going to edit this part out because you don't like him.
I think it's your turn.
Oh, that's right. I was talking about how Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah.
Nine Inch Nails has a special place in my heart, like I was saying. And a lot of that is because Trent Reznor is actually not that much older than I am. And his career, Nine Inch Nails, really started to take off when I was 16. Very formative time in your life. And of course, very, very angsty and angry and, just kind of fit the mood of my teen years very well. But
angst and O's and woes of a teen.
In addition to that, there's just something really special about getting to watch an artist evolve both as a person and evolve their craft. So I've gotten to see Nine Inch Nails from its inception to the point where they are now, where Trent Reznor pretty much gets to make whatever he wants, and I've got to see the band and the music go from that very raw, unpolished feel, which I still love, to the more layered, more conceptual products that they are now. That I've got to watch that evolution in real time, and I love that.
Cool. All right. Next question.
Pizza or calzone? Which do you prefer? Pizza. A calzone it's just a quesadilla.
I think she's on drugs right now. Which one do you prefer, calzone or pizza? A calzone is basically a pizza in like a giant pizza pocket.
It's a pizza trying to be a quesadilla.
No, no, it's not. Not even close. Pizza for me. But
I'm gonna start calling them pizzadillas.
Pizzadillas. All right. Next. Have you ever done something dangerous like skydiving? Well, yeah, in the service. Have I done it since then? No, I don't see any need to jump out of a perfectly good airplane.
Craziest thing you personally have ever seen take place. Craziest thing I have ever seen take place.
Craziest thing you personally have ever seen take place.
I mean, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff, but I think the one that always amuses me is I watched a squirrel attack a cop once.
A squirrel?
Yeah, it was funny. I was driving behind this cop car. I would go through the intersection, and he stops just past the road. So I'm like right behind him, and I was like, "Shit, I'm stuck in the intersection. Do I go around him?" And I'm like, "What's the rules here? Am I gonna?" I was like a newer driver. I'm like, "I'm gonna get in trouble. Like, how does this work?" So I'm just sitting behind this cop who stopped just past the over, but he's not. He didn't pull over. He's like in the road, and he gets out of his car, and I see him go around to the front of his car and like bend over. And the next thing I know, and I don't know why this happened. Maybe he thought it was dead or whatever. But anyways, I see him bend over, and then he gets back up, and he's got a squirrel by the tail. And it is just freaking the fuck out trying to get this guy. And he's just like waving it back and forth, like, trying to keep the squirrel away from him, but he still got it. And finally he just wings it into the grass, like next to us. And then I see the squirrel like and then land in the grass, center itself, and then just fucking charge at him. He screamed and got back in the cop car. It was fucking funny. And unfortunately, I did not have a cell phone.
An attack squirrel. That is pretty crazy. For me, the craziest thing I ever seen was a homicide. Yeah, I watched a guy who was murdered. Didn't know the person who shot him killed him. But he shot and killed him.
Why don't you pick a fun crazy?
I don't know any happy things, and I don't know any fun things. We've already discussed this earlier.
Just like, here's the vibe, and here's you. Like, why?
Yeah, right? Say a complete sentence that sounds British for both of you. Say something that sounds like it's British.
You wanker.
You wanker? Yeah, that's what you pick? I don't know. What does somebody in Britain say?
They say wanker.
Wanker.
But you got.
What's something else that they say?
You're a wanker. Ooh, they also say aluminium.
Aluminium, my bloat.
Ooh. Hey, wanker, get the aluminium out of the boot.
Ooh, aluminium. Hey, you wanker. Get the aluminium out of the boot.
That doesn't sound British.
No? Gosh. Well, I guess we haven't watched enough Monty Python, and we've never been to Great Britain. I have family who lives there, but not here. All right, you're up. How many do we have left? We're getting down there. So many. I know. We might have to make this into a two-part.
If you could live anywhere, where would it? New Zealand. We were over this already.
No, but...
Oh, that was just visit, yeah.
Yeah.
New Zealand.
And
New Zealand.
For her again. If you could change just one thing about yourself, what would it be? Huh. Just one? I mean, I've got such a long list. If I could change one thing about myself, it would be, I'm going to have to go with placing trust in people before they've earned it. That's always been a huge issue for me, where I've always, given way too much leeway and trust to people before they've actually earned it. All right, you're up next.
He's so soft.
Yes.
Do either of you have a hero?
A hero? Is that what you said?
Hmm?
Oh.
Did you know that you're my hero? I can't sing.
Yeah, well, I mean, even when you don't have a cold, you shouldn't sing.
Do I have a hero? Not really. I've got people I look up to, but no one that I would say is a hero. Maybe my mom. Yeah, she kicks a lot of ass.
Yeah, I mean, her mom is pretty cool. Do I have a hero? No. But I'm going to have to, agree with her. And there's a lot of people that I look up to. Firstly, our first responders. And those who are out there keeping anarchy at bay. Men and women in blue. But I don't have a hero.
Look at his little beans.
Next question. Rank these in order. This is for both of us. Sex, money, freedom, religion, and pie. Couldn't you have all of them as one?
The religion of being free to fuck in a pie?
Or fuck while eating pie. It could all be in one, right? Sex, money, freedom, religion, pie. Rank them. Which one would be your number one? Because for both of us.
Pie.
Pie would be number one for her.
Nah, let's go freedom.
Freedom number one. Number two?
Pie.
Pie number two. All right. Religion, money, and sex are left.
Money.
Money, okay. And religion or sex?
Sex.
Then religion?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with freedom, religion, sex, money, and pie. Because we already established I don't like things that are sweet.
If you could have had more children, would you have? No. I babysat my nieces uh, and nephew on occasion, and came to realize that I'm definitely not the kind of personality that thrives when surrounded by tiny chaos elementals. Yeah, some people are great with tons of kids. Just whip them out like just firing a t-shirt gun, just kid, 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 you know, and they're great with them, and they raise them to be amazing human beings, and like they thrive in that environment. No, you give me more than two kids at a time, I am a fucking blubbering mess, and I hate it.
I'm pretty good at making them. All right, next question. If you could have just three wishes, what would they be? Just three wishes.
Can you wish for more wishes?
It doesn't say. It doesn't say. Three wishes. End hunger, world hunger. I think that for a species on this earth, we have more than enough means to feed everyone. By holding food and food insecurity over people, someone's head, is a demoralizing for everyone in today's society, and we should never allow people to go hungry. That would be one of the wishes that I would get. I would use. The next wish would be to get rid of all cancer, especially for children. I think that that's just wrong. And there are so many things that, when it comes to experimental treatments, that could progress the ending of cancers, especially in children, that we haven't pushed forward because the pharmaceutical companies make more money off of selling you the drug than selling you the cure. And the third thing, if I could have a third wish, is I wish for endless amounts of money so I can make the first two happen. All right, you're next. Oh, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. So she's got one and I've got one. These are the last two.
He's got such perfect little cat feet.
Yes, he's a cat.
Democrat or Republican, don't say you're not one because we all are one. Actually, we aren't all one.
We're not.
I am not a fan of the two-party system, and I feel like the fact that we have tricked ourselves into believing that there's only two parties is part of the reason why we're locked in this stalemate that we've been in politically. We don't ever get any real choice. It's just choosing between hot crap on a paper plate and cold crap on China. Like it's you're still eating crap. It doesn't matter if it's cold and dressed up or hot on a plate. Like, it's still shit. I don't believe that a candidate should be voted on based on their party affiliation. The candidate should be based on individually, not just what they stand for as a person, but their ability to set that aside and vote the way their constituents want. I want somebody who can put their religion, their political belief, and their personal values to the side while considering what everyone that they represent, because they don't just represent the Democrats and, like whatever, the Catholics. You don't just represent those people. You represent all of us from all of our varied backgrounds and all of our experience, from the laborers to the technicians, from the teachers to the students. You represent the entire community, and I need somebody who's able to put themselves aside and do that job. And I feel like, God, I love that little guy. He's so cute. And I feel like the two-party system strangles that. Fuck the Democrats and fuck the Republicans.
My answer to that, not that anybody asked, but I'm going to give it to you anyways, is go back to the founding of this country. And when George Washington and the Continental Congress had gathered to actually, put together and ratify the, United States Constitution and the Bill of Rights, There were 8 political parties at that time. 8. You didn't have to belong to one or the other, and we didn't make this a Republican issue. It wasn't that all Republicans owned slaves. It wasn't all that the Democrats only owned slaves. It was a human rights issue. And people from every aspect, around, the country owned, slaves. But going back to the political parties, there were 8 separate political parties when the Constitution and the Bill of Rights was founded, and they didn't pick 2 from this group, 2 from that group, 2 from this group to sign the Declaration of Independence. They picked the best people and the brightest minds to come together to actually form this country. And then additionally, everything that she said, screw them both. All right, last question, ladies and gentlemen. Have you as a couple ever taken a vacation without the kids? You could hear a pin drop right now because I don't think we ever have. Let's see. I can definitely say not in the last 6 years since he's been alive, been with us. We've gone on dates. But we've never taken a trip without the kids. And our daughter's 20.
Grab your shit. Let's go.
Yeah. See y'all later. Bye. You guys can watch him, right?
Here, we'll start a live stream, and we'll just leave Ghosty Pie here to sleep, and you guys can just watch Ghosty Pie.
That'll last a couple of minutes, and once there's nobody there to pet her or keep her constantly interested, he'll just get up and walk away. He might get up, stretch, and then walk away. But I don't think we've ever taken a vacation without them. Mm. The last vacation I can think of where we took without the children is where our daughter was probably conceived.
Why have you got to tell everyone?
I'm just saying. But that's the last time I can think of that we've ever gone on vacation without the children.
Technically a woman is born with all the eggs she'll ever have in her entire life. So the kids were with us then. It was just half of them.
Dun, dun, dun. All right. Well, that is all of the questions. I want to first off thank you, each and everyone who did submit a question. Some of these questions are from some time back, and going through the analytics and the comments and stuff like that, I was able to find some of these questions, but we finally got around to answering them. Better late than never, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else do we want to add before we wrap this up?
Look at his beans.
Those are the cat's paws. Anything besides about the cat?
You stay safe out there.
That's my line. And you'll notice on the backside of her, in the basket back there, that's where our mail goes, and there's a cat asleep in the basket. My life is being overrun by cats. Please send help to P.O. Box.
Do not listen to him. He says he loves the cat. He doesn't like the cats, and yet he's such a happy guy. He's having so much fun over there. When he locked the cats out of the bedroom, the next day he said he was sad because he didn't get his cat snuggles.
I have no idea what she's talking about.
Yeah.
She can't prove that. So it never happened.
Bye, guys.
Bye.